Eden by obsessmuch. Read by SsjDeBusk. Disclaimer: I do not own Eden or Harry Potter. Harry Potter series was written by J.K. Rowling, and the movies or franchise is owned by the WB. Eden was written by obsessmuch on fanfiction.net. Please support the official release and go to fanfiction.net to read along. Keyword Eden obsessmuch. Eden by obsessmuch. Chapter 7. Vengeance. My afflictions have conquered me. I now am well aware what crimes I venture on, but rage, the cause of woes most grievous to the human race, over my better reason hath prevailed. Your pities, Medea. Our company of players are pleased to present for your delectation and delight an act in tragedy in 4 acts. I haven't moved from my bed since my last toilet break. I've counted the stones making up the ceiling. 52 black stones, all subtly different in texture or surface or shape. 152 stones. Or maybe I counted it wrong. Perhaps I should count them again, just to make sure. I shift my body slightly. A tiny movement makes the straw under my back poke through my robe and scrape against my skin. I want to go back to the bathroom. I need to use the sink. I need to wash my hands again. Not that it will do any good. Last time I was there, I held my bloody hands under the tap until the water ran clean. But it hasn't made the smell go away. The stench of blood coats my fingers like sticky residue. I don't think I'll ever get the smell of Ron's blood out of my nostrils. I should get up, even if all I do is walk around my cell. It's better than just lying here. Maybe my head is pounding so badly that I can't get up any more without going dizzy. On second thoughts, it'll probably be best just to stay still. I stare at the ceiling, lost in my thoughts, and so hot I can't bear it. Sweat runs down my face, running over my lips and onto my tongue. It soaks my robes, clamping them to my skin. I'd love a long, hot bath, to submerge myself into boiling water, to feel it swirl around me, and put my head under and block everything out, to lie there in complete silence, and for the world to be blotted out as the water clamps over my ears. It's been ages since they left. Ages since Bellatrix and Dolohov took Ron away and Lucius stormed out of my room calling me pathetic. It must have been more than a day, maybe 2, maybe 3. I really have no idea. I could think that they were leaving me to die in here if they were not for the fact that they have carried on bringing me food and taking me down to the toilet ever so often. Maybe it's another mind game they're playing with me, giving me too much time to think, too much time to turn everything over and over in my mind. I bet it's Lucius's idea. He's a really clever man. He knows that physical pain isn't the only way to make a person suffer. It would have broken your heart, I'm sure. Should you have to look at the betrayal of his face as he smiled and plunged the knife into his hand. I pummel my hand into my eyes, pushing my fists into the sockets in an attempt to burn out his words from my memory. I want to scream. I want to hurt, to bleed, and cry. I want to suffer for what I've done. He was right. So weak, so pathetic. You're a coward, just like him. I'm nothing like him. I'm not. We're nothing like each other. But it's too late. The words he branded on my mind are still sizzling. We're not so different, you and I. Both of us are cruel to get what we want. I'm not cruel. House elves deserve freedom. Just like anybody else. I want them only. I was only trying to help them. But people kept telling me that it was a cruel thing to do. Even Hagrid said that to free them would amount to cruelty. and I wouldn't listen to them. I just carried on doing what I thought was right, even though everyone said I was in the wrong. That's just another thing I have in common with. I slammed my head back onto the ground and put my hands over my head and let silent tears roll down the corners of my eyes. I'm nothing like him. Footsteps echo down the corridor, breaking the endless crawl of measureless time. Get them out of there. I don't recognize the female's voice that rings inside myself. Take them to the warehouse. We'll stay there tonight, and then we'll move on in the morning. I have a hiding place in the north, which the Dark Lord says we can use. There's a creak as my cell door opens. My eyes flicker automatically to my own door, but it remains shut. I listen carefully, and I'm rewarded by a soft scraping sound as someone heavy is dragging along the corridor outside. It's a horrible noise because I can identify its cause. Someone is being dragged along the ground. That's skin scraping against stone. It isn't accompanied by any noise of protest, though. I would go to my window to see what's going on, but I just don't have the energy to get up. The dragging noise goes on, getting fainter and fainter as it moves along the corridor, until finally, once again, there is silence. I stay perfectly still on my pile of straw, my eyes fixed on the doorway. What was that all about? Actually, I don't care. I'm too tired. I need some sleep. I should be so lucky. More voices swell up in the corridor. I can't quite make out what they're saying, but they're getting louder as they move towards my cell. I can't have a moment's rest, not even when they decide to leave me alone for days on end. There's no peace to be had. There's no resting from fear or from guilt. The soft murmur of voices begins to be distinguished by words. All responsibility. I don't like any more than you do. We'll have to take them with us. I know that voice. It's been my constant companion for the past few days. He's not alone. There's someone else with him. The little brats are more trouble than they're worth. I know that voice, too. The pair of them stop outside my door as she sighs resentingly. Do you know where you're going? I've been married to your sister for years. Of course I know where I'm going. I've had to visit them more times than I care to recount. You'll have to be careful. There's a concern in her voice. They're looking for her, and you're hardly unknown to them. They might follow you if they're waiting outside. All the better to not stop wasting my time here, then. He coldly cuts her concern in half. We should get on our way as soon as possible. I'll take the girl. I know how to handle her after the amount of time we've spent together. You and Antonin can take the boy. No. I don't want to be alone with him. I don't even want to see him. We'll split up, Lucius continues. Therefore, we catch up with one half of us. The Dark Lord will still have one of them in our grasp. Good idea, Bellatrix agrees. I'll need to find Antoine before setting off. But I should catch up with you soon enough. There's a short pause before she speaks again, in a much softer voice. Good luck, brother. Gives her a slight chuckle. Brother, indeed. There's another short pause. I shall see you soon, hopefully. There's a sound of footsteps dying away down the corridor, and the door to my cell clicks and swings open. Why can't he just leave me alone? His eyes fall immediately on me as he steps into the room. I don't move. I just don't have the energy. Anyways, he thinks I believe on the floor, doesn't he? He thinks I belong on the floor, doesn't he? He really can't complain. He clicks his fingers at me. You, up. I ignore the swell of anger in my chest. I'm too tired to refuse him. I shakily roll up from the ground, somehow managing to get to my feet, but as soon as I do, my head reels and spins, and my knees collapse under me, and I fall forward onto the floor on all fours. He grips my chin, wrenching my head up. "You look absolutely terrible," he says bluntly. "I thought you were looking bad when I last saw you. But if anything, you look even worse now. What's wrong with you?" He's talking to me. I just managed to register that fact. His face wavers and blurs before me, turning into just shapes and colors. I can't focus on anything, so all the world becomes a mess before my eyes. He gives me a small slap across the face, not with malice, I don't think, just to sharpen my focus. "I'm not well. I thought you'd gathered that yesterday." He rolls his eyes and lets go of my chin to pull a small drinking flask out of his robes. It's the same one he taunted me with when I first came here. "Here," he hands it to me. "Drink this." Shakily, I reach out for the bottle, bringing it to my lips, and I pour the contents down my throat. I don't care if there's anything other than water in here. I'm past caring. I drink down everything in the bottle until there's nothing left. The water runs over the dry walls of my throat, but it doesn't stop my head from pounding. I lower the bottle, licking my lips feverishly. His face is tight and impatient as he watches me. "Is this any better?" I try to get myself up, but I just fall down again, shaking my head. "I can't," I whisper. He stands up, sighing in exasperation. "Damn you," he mutters, with such vehemence. I don't think she means that. Vehemence? Vehemence? I think she'd be making up words. That doesn't exist. Oh yeah, I'm stopping to look if that exists. Oh my god, it does. Don't I feel like an idiot? Okay, it's pronounced and I don't even know. It's sad because I look it up and then I know that it's not gonna tell me how it's pronounced. So I still do it every single time. Oh yeah, going down here. A death metal band in Phoenix, Arizona. Why would that possibly be what I meant? God. I'll figure out how to say this word. Now that I feel like an idiot for not knowing how to pronounce it in the first place. Fuck, I only have 8 minutes. No, stop that. Speak! Vehemence. I've never heard that word. Anyways. "So, damn you," he mutters with such vehemence that I open my eyes. He's looking at me with such a still control that it quite terrifies me. "Why do you insist on making everything so difficult?" He does a sort of spinning motion with his wand, causing thick robes to emerge from the ends of it. He pulls me up to the sitting position before grabbing hold of my waist and tying them together. I surprise myself with my own lack of struggle. "What are you doing?" He doesn't look at me, but carries on pulling hard at the ropes. The ropes. They cut into my wrists, burning. Oh yeah, I meant ropes. I don't know if you heard me. I said ropes, but it sounded like ropes. Whatever. It's a P, not a B. They cut into my wrists, burning at my skin. We have a journey to make, and I don't trust you not to embark on a foolish escape attempt." He pulls the ropes so tight it feels that my blood's being cut off. Then he ties up my ankles, and as soon as he has deemed me to be securely helpless, he picks